Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning has been on scouting and all the positive things it has to offer to both girls and boys. And it's time to talk about the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts of America is one of the nation's largest and most prominent values-based youth development organizations. Three Harbors Council, they serve more than 25,000 youth in Cub Scouting, Boy Scouting, venturing, and other scouting programs in the southeast Wisconsin counties of Kenosha, Milwaukee, and Racine. My next guest is Joshua Sova. He's Development and Marketing Director of Three Harbors Council, and we also have the privilege of being joined by Joe, who is a Boy Scout Senior Patrol Leader for Troop 530. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you being here. And if you would, Joshua, tell us more about the Three Harbors Council and how you actually help build leadership values and self-esteem in youth.
Sure. So what we do is we go into schools and try to recruit boys who want to have fun in the outdoors, but while they're having fun playing in the mud and doing activities like archery or swimming, we're instilling values and ethics that they might not be necessarily picking up in the schools. So ways to deal with bullying and other type of ways to deal with challenges that they'll have the rest of their life. So we help train leaders. So we have almost 4,000 trained volunteers. We couldn't do the scouting program without them, of a collection of parents and leaders who just really believe in the program and have stuck around with scouting because they believe in our mission. Yeah,
and there are levels of membership. I did mention the Cub Scouts and that whole level. So if you could break that down for us so the parents at home could possibly figure out where their child fits in.
Sure. Everyone's familiar with the Cub Scout program. That's first through fifth grade, and you get a very vivid image of the Pinewood Derby cars, those wood blocks going down the tracks, and the little kids in their blue uniforms running around. And then it moves up to Joe's level, which is the Boy Scouts. That's sixth grade through 12th grade. That moves up to the Eagle Scout, which some people are familiar with. The Eagle Scout rank is the highest rank within Boy Scouts, where if you earn that, you can, a lot of boys, I just talked to a boy who got a scholarship at Cardinal Stritch for $30,000 because of the Eagle Scout rank. And you enter the military at a higher level. But then there's other programs that people aren't familiar with. We have venturing, which is for both male and females. That's ages 14 to 20. And that's a similar program, outdoors, service, having fun, and meeting friends. And then there's also our Learning for Life program, where we go into schools and we give help give teachers, or we implement a program that teach the same values and character traits, life skills, to teach children how to eat right, how to what to do in case of a fire. And that program runs from first grade all the way to 12th grade, with our exploring program emphasizing careers. We have about 1,000 kids doing programs with fire departments, police departments, hospitals, and they learn, one, maybe they don't want to necessarily do that field and waste time in college working on that, but more importantly, they gain career skills, what to say in an interview when they apply to that job, or experience that'll help them get a leg up when they go into that career. Gotcha.
And so I'm interested in talking more about Joe, who I think is a perfect example of what it is that you teach young men on a daily basis. Joe, you started in the second grade as a Cub Scout, and now you are entering your sophomore year of high school. So talk about some of the things that you've learned along the way in being a part of Boy Scouting.
Well, Boy Scouts has really taught me a lot about leadership and about who I want to be, how much fun that you can have being outside, interacting with other people, new friends from different areas. It's just a lot of cool things that can really help you out. For example, selling popcorn, I've learned about a lot about entrepreneurship and selling things, and I've actually gotten a few job offers from people that I've sold popcorn to.
Really?
Because they were so impressed with how well I was doing
Your
and
sales
interacting.
Pitch.
Yes.
I love that. That is pretty awesome, and that's what you want to hear, right, Josh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, when you think of Boy Scouting, you think of the typical things, like you said, of being outside, the wilderness, the campfires, maybe the hay rides. I don't know what you guys are all into, but that's why we're having this show today. So let's talk about some of the things that the young men are exposed to, not only the things I mentioned, but some of the other things as well.
Sure. As a group, as you mentioned, it's Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties that we serve. Now, there's councils throughout the whole country. So anywhere you live, you can find a scouting program near you, whether it's your church or school. But we provide programs. We do Brewer Scout Day, where we had almost 4,000 kids every year marching in a parade on the field before the game. They get to sleep overnight at the zoo. We have zoo.
Wow.
Scout Day at the zoo, which is a fun experience. We do a haunted hayride and things like that at our camps. So there's things in the community that you get to see, and then there's the things behind the scenes that the community doesn't necessarily get to see that scouting are exposed to. So new merit badges like robotics and kayaking, where we're really finding out what kids are interested in and trying to build skills with the kids that they need and that are lacking in our community and our country. So I know the show a lot of times deals with politics and things like that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to build the future leaders by giving them confidence and putting them in leadership roles where they can not only learn how to lead other men, but also to fail and learn how to deal with things when they fail, hold themselves accountable and things like that. So they'll go on a jamboree where they plan everything from the beginning. And I should stop talking because he's a living example of it. But the boys will plan everything from what to eat and things like that. So if you want to talk about trips you guys have taken.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And you have to tell us about these patches. I know you're very proud of them, and you've got a lot of them. So
yes.
Tell us about the jamboree that he just mentioned, and then we'll get into those patches.
So the National Jamboree is a collection of scouts from all over the country and all over the world. I went to the 2013 National Jamboree, which was held in West Virginia at the brand new Summit.
Okay.
Which it's basically this massive camp on the top of a mountain. They have everything from zip lining to rafting to scuba diving, BMX, everything there.
So it's like a dreamland for you.
Yeah, it was awesome. I did as much as I could. And then we were the third largest city in West Virginia at the time because there were over 40,000 scouts there. So they had this massive arena on a hill, and you just looked around, and it was just oceans of people. It was awesome. And then you could earn merit badges. You could do patch trading. There was everything there. And then there's also other scout bases. You can go to Northern Tier or Boundary Waters, and that's a canoeing trip in northern Minnesota. You could go down to the Florida Sea Base, which you can go. It's down in Florida. You go sailing, scuba diving, everything down there. Then we have a scout ranch in New Mexico called Philmont, and you do backpacking, which is hiking, carrying all of your gear, all your tent, your sleeping bag, everything on your back. All in all, almost 50 pounds of gear maybe for 2 weeks. And then you can do a ton of fun activities up there. So, I mean, just lots of great opportunities and different camps that you can go to.
I can tell you had lots of fun, and you have a lot of memories that you'll have for a long time.
Yes.
So those patches, so I know that you like the outdoors. That has definitely been established. But I'm looking right there, I think I see a recycling patch. Is that what that
right
is?
Here?
Yep, I see that. So that's something I noticed right off the bat. Tell me how you got that.
It's, okay, so these are called merit badges.
Okay.
And there are different colored ones. You can see the rings around the edges. The silver ones are Eagle required, which means you have to get these merit badges to become an Eagle Scout. And then the other ones with green are elective ones that you can get, where you have to get at least 10 of them to get Eagle. And those are just like the fun, testing out careers, things that you might want to do. For example, there's an aviation merit badge, like say you maybe want to be a pilot or something like that. You would take this merit badge and you can learn more about that. So this one, the recycling one, it's called environmental science.
Okay.
And it's learning about the environment and what you can do to help sustain. It's recycling, it's using solar power, everything like that.
Kind of where we're going with technology today.
Yes.
So these guys are really being exposed to all the things that they need, everything from surviving outside the great outdoors to building a career, kind of knowing where they want to go in life, and you guys are exposing them to that at an early age.
Yeah, Joe was just telling me about a wilderness survival trip that they took where they sleep outside with no tent, and it's part of the badge where they have to learn how to start a fire and
Wow.
eat food. And it's an interesting experience where you learn a lot about yourself. But some other things that we're trying to do, like he mentioned, is we're looking in the STEM areas, science, technology, engineering, and math, where we're trying to prepare our youth to be excited about some of the areas of need that our country could use for innovation. So, like I mentioned earlier, robotics and some of the other merit badges that he's done, they'll learn a little bit about it, so it might interest them in a career later on.
Yeah, so before we run out of time, I have to have you tell the parents at home how they can get their young men involved in Boy Scouting.
Sure. You can just go to our website, 3harborscouting.org. That's 3harborscouting.org, all spelled out. And you'll be able to find more information about how to join, where your closest unit will meet, and we'll be able to help you get put into a spot. So a lot of people are unsure of where they should join, and it doesn't necessarily need to be your school. You get to pick which pack you want to join. Joe here lives in Muskego, but he belongs to a troop in Hales Corners.
Okay.
So you can kind of pick what fits you, what night of the week they meet, what type of activities they do. Joe comes from a very active troop, so you can find a troop that's very active or one that maybe
Kinda
doesn't
laid
do
back.
as much, a little bit more laid back, right? Absolutely.
I like that a lot. And you did mention the popcorn sale. You've got your big fundraiser that is with the popcorn coming up in the fall.
Right.
And I think you sold enough that you were able to pay for some trips. So it's actually just really a win-win all the way around.
Yes. So this last popcorn sale in the spring, I sold over $3,000 worth of popcorn. And the way that the popcorn sale works for Boy Scouts is that the Scouts themselves get to keep about a third of the amount of popcorn that they sold, like the money. And you get to put in a Scout account that you can use to pay for your gear and your camping trips. And I have been selling popcorn since I joined Boy Scouts. And my parents have not had to pay for a single outing since my very first camp out because of all the popcorn selling that I've been doing.
That is awesome, and we already heard about your outstanding sales pitch, so I'd love to hear it when we wrap up, okay?
Yeah, it's not Girl Scout cookies, but they're able to help pay for their way through scouting.
Yes, and we definitely want everybody at home to keep in mind that they can help truly make a difference by supporting you guys with the popcorn sale and whatever else that you're doing. When you hear that the Boy Scouts are doing something, whether it's an event, they need volunteers, they definitely should give you a call. Thank you. I appreciate both of you coming by, and you've given us some great information today.
Thank you.
All right, Josh Sova is the Development and Marketing Director of Three Harbors Council, and Joe is a Senior Patrol Leader for Troop 530. For more information, you can log on to 3harborscouting.org or call 414-774-1776. That is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Thank you so much for watching, and please join us again next week as we discuss our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.